YouTube? What's going on, family? Future grandchildren. It is about 4:26 a.m. on a Saturday morning. I couldn't sleep. My mind was traveling all across the plane. That sometimes happens with people like me, people like us, commandos who have served in various capacities, whether it be military, public safety, etc., law enforcement. And sometimes your mind just gets to wandering. So I woke up and got out of bed and decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get some of these chicken wings, some of this drink real quick, and put my mind to use, maybe to ease some of the, rattling that's going on up in there. So while I was doing that, I came up with an idea. Now, I wrote myself a couple of notes here, as I typically do. I have not really a journal, but I there's a note function in the iPhone, and I typically jot down ideas and thoughts in there, just to go back to see what I was, thinking about at the moment. And this morning I wrote down why your writing partner matters. I've been thinking about this since yesterday. I actually almost started a video on it. So I decided to come up with a few points, red flags, if you will, for partners who may not make good writing partners, right? Because when you ride with somebody, it's not just about the distance, it's not about the location, it's about trust, right? A good partner rides with you and not ahead of their own ego, right? Not behind you in fear. They don't ride alone, even though they're with you. A good partner rides with you, right? They match your pace. It's all about social intelligence, something I spoke about in an earlier video, rather. They match your respect. They match your pace, right? They read you. They know what's going on, right? You ride with somebody long enough, or you just in tune with somebody long enough that when you ride side by side, you're not nervous, right? So that's one of those things that I think makes a good riding partner. I don't ride with people typically, but I do have friends I do ride with. One person in particular, I could ride with this individual and I ain't nervous to be around them. They're very senior at riding, and they're very socially in tune with the fact that I am not, or I don't feel like I'm as good as a rider as they are. So I'm very fortunate to have that person as a friend who rides and rides with me, not ahead of me, right? It's not a show off. He takes his time, and he makes sure if we're in a group atmosphere that the entire group, especially those weaker than us, are taken care of, right?
Man, it is dark out here. I tell you what, Coastal Empire, if you ain't got no lights out here, it's a special kind of darkness. It's just dark for no reason. It's like, wow, it's like extra dark, right? Anyway, you're gonna find times when you're riding with someone that you're gonna be like, what in the world? Why are you riding with me? Why did I ride with this person, right? They're not riding with you, and they shouldn't be in your lane. One of the red flags that I wrote down is they're always unprepared, right? These are the individuals, when you're showing up for a ride, they're always consistently, and I'm not talking about that once in a while late. Every time you ride out, they late. They don't have gas, right? They forgot their wallet, whatever. They got to run back to the house real quick. These are individuals that typically don't respect your time, right? Well, these are the individuals you probably shouldn't be riding with, right? They're reckless. They showboat. You're not in a crew that does stunts or wheelies or anything like that, but yet they're always popping wheelies and speeding off at high rates of speed, cutting in and out of traffic. I will tell you, and I've said it before, ride your ride. Be mentally strong. Don't let no one force you into riding like them. It's not worth your life. Well, emotionally volatile, right?
Everybody has a friend that might be a little bit emotionally volatile. You have to know that individual. If you're going to travel with them, you have to be aware that something might set them off. They get cut off. They're quick to anger. They want to start yelling. They want to fight people in cars and trucks, and you on two wheels. It makes no sense. Careful when you're riding with these individuals, okay? They're disrespectful to others, right? Watch how they treat strangers. Make sure you know who you're riding with. Because if they're treating strangers wrong, it's just a matter of time before they treat you wrong. Listen, my final thought is it's always about them, right? Their complaints, their time, their time management. Forget everybody else. They're ready to eat. We gotta stop. Everything's always about them. Going back to my other red flag, when I tell you that they're always late, right? It's always about them. Listen, the wrong partner can make the difference between an enjoyable ride and or a deadly ride, right? Or a troubled ride. Let's not even make it that serious. Just a troubled ride. That one friend or that one person that just can't keep it together. Y'all get pulled over by the police. Next thing y'all know, you got 3-4 cops out there checking everybody, trying to tow bikes, things of that nature, just because they couldn't keep their mouth shut. Just be careful who you ride with. In life, we have friends like this. Everyone has a friend that you like, but you just can't seem to cut them off for whatever reason. But know that that friend may not be the one you should be riding in Atlanta traffic, New York traffic, Chicago traffic, big city traffic is my point, or any kind of traffic for that matter. You don't want to be in the middle of a rush hour event and this guy's wanting to fight with people in the middle lane or the fast lane because he got cut off, right? Just get to your destination safe. And remember, make the right choice. The right partner can mean the difference between life or death. Listen, ride with someone who brings peace, not chaos. Because the road will challenge you. Your riding partner shouldn't. Listen, this was a short one. Quick thought at 4 a.m. in the morning. Listen, if you got a motorcycle in your garage collecting dust, pull it out, dust it off, gas it up, and enjoy the ride.